Hello, this is Reginald, again, also known as Brother Teacher. Let me first say to you all, Happy New Year's 2015. And secondly, I want to just make a disclaimer by saying that I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a politician, I'm not a judge, I'm not a civil servant, if you will, or any such thing. I'm just a common man in a common land who is concerned about the land of America that we all hold so dear. And if you need any legal advice, please consult an attorney, and so on. Anyway, what I wanted to present to you today, excuse the glasses, I don't need glasses to see, just to read, but I'm looking at my computer screen as I am uploading this video. And I hope that your family is well, all of you all out there in YouTube land, if you will. I have some concerns, and I hope you've taken the opportunity to look at my videos and my blogs on our nation. It's not under God, our nation not under God, but under government. Anyway, I'll leave a link explaining that blog to you that you can click on, and you can go directly to that blog and some other valuable information for you as well. Excuse me, but I'm a little perturbed today in that the more that I look at the world in which we live, or the world that we perceive that we live in, the more dissatisfied and frustrated I get. Our nation under God, not under government, is my blog. And it's interesting to me how so many of us are not interested in changing for the better. We must realize that a very horrendous crime has been enacted against the American people since the 1800s. And that act still exists to this present day as I'm speaking to you. And that simply is this: our country that we call the United States of America, so-called, is a company. It is not the original country. We physically live in North America, or America. That's the landmass that we live in. But we don't live in the United States of America. That is where the trick comes in. And I want to encourage you to do some due diligence and to research this for yourselves. Not to find that I'm right, I'm just a messenger. I am conveying information to you for the benefit of you, your family, your children, grandchildren, perhaps, and your future. And even if things don't manifest themselves during your lifetime, it most definitely will with your offspring, because we don't have very many more years on planet Earth in the normalcy that we have grown accustomed to. So, again, please take some notes down. Look at the information that's being given to you. Get away from the Super Bowl mentality and the playoff games and stuff. You can do that stuff in your leisure time, if you will. But when it comes to learning the issues of life as it relates to you and your family, please, you need to do yourself and your family a favor, and you need to sit down with a serious heart and an open mind, and you need to read the information that's being given to you. You need to watch the videos and observe what is being said and digest what's being said and use what is beneficial for you. There is a remedy for all of the things that have been enacted against the American people. I want to tell you that in 1871, we lost our original organic constitution in 1871. And it was replaced with another constitution. And that constitution was the corporation constitution. In other words, what happened was we were originally under the organic or the original constitution of our forefathers, which meant that we live in a common law land. Now, that is not true today because of things that occurred before, during the Civil War, and after the Civil War. America became a debtor nation. And in becoming a debtor nation, what happened was that we had the straddle of fence, so to speak. We had a choice to make: continue to be a debtor nation and possibly lose this country completely, or succumb to the powers that be. At that particular time, it was the Rothschild bankers in England, the international banking cartel. What happened was we sold our birthrights to the banks because of the tremendous amount of debt that this country has incurred. And today, we, the so called citizens of America, have been made to pay the debt and the obligation that our original country owed to foreign interests. We are paying the debt that you and I did not incur. This came from the United States government at that time. So, what they did, which was something not transparent, they sold us to the banks, us, the American people. We think we're operating under a democracy, and we are not. What we're operating under in this country is corporate law, the same as Walmart, the same as Walgreens, the same as any major corporation or company, McDonald's, you name it. We are operating under corporate law. Corporate law and constitution are two different things. Common law and corporate law are divided. Okay, they're giving us the impression, our government, so-called government that is, that we're operating under the organic constitution. And they continue to propagandize us by the media, which they control as well. TV, radio, newspapers, and so forth, making us have a sense of belonging. We are not owned by anyone, according to God, the Creator. We are sovereign citizens, but that sovereignty has been taken away by the corporate interests of international banks, and our so-called country has fallen, and it fell back in the 1870s. In 1871, we left our organic constitution and we became a corporation. Now, how does that affect us in terms of being a corporation? Well, someone said, well, okay, it's a corporation. What does that mean to me? What it means to you, and this is a terrible thing to absorb, but what it means to you is this. That means that your freedoms are not really freedoms at all. They are privileges that's given to you by the powers that be. President Obama is the president of the company called the United States. He's not the president of a country. He is the president of a company. All 50 states are like branches of that company, and we pay money to the headquarters. And when we pay money to the headquarters disperses that money. And guess who the money goes to? The foreign debt that we owe. The international bankers. They created the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, and made us believe that we have to pay taxes for our bridges, roads, and different public officials' salaries and so forth, but that was a lie. What they did instead, they created the IRS to ensure that we continue to comply with paying money into our so-called government so that our government can pay its debt along with the interest. They lied to us. It's that simple. And there's nothing that I'm telling you that cannot be corroborated and that cannot be proven. All you have to do, as I said earlier, your due diligence. Please look it up. Please study, which is almost a lost art nowadays because of videos and movies and music and entertainment. People have gotten away from studying, study habits. I want you to take a vested interest in yourself today and your family and see the value of what I'm trying to give to you. I have nothing to gain. I have a few links below this video. I want you to take back your life, and we can do it together. I have a blog site, and it addresses these issues, and it has some very useful information. It has some videos on there, and as I said in one of my earlier videos, uh, anytime you tell someone the truth, one of two things is going to happen. They're going to accept it and embrace it, or they're going to fight against you. And oftentimes people fight against you because when you are given the truth, it means that you have to change as a person. What's wrong with change? It's hard for a lot of people to change, even when it's for their betterment. But change is necessary oftentimes, especially when you have had the wool pulled over your eyes for so long, and you have believed that you were living in a society, and come to find out many years down the road that it's not the world that you thought it was. We have been lied to by our so-called government. Police officers are not here to protect and serve anymore. They're here to write us citations so that they can collect money for local government, the state, the city, the county. And I'm sure that all of you all can agree with that. Every time a police officer pulls you over or stops you on the street, you end up paying something. It has a UCC code attached to it that has a dollar amount. UCC code is nothing more than a Uniform Commercial Code. That is business code, business law. And it has a UCC number. And there's also a, what do we call it, a legend that shows you what that UCC code violation actually is equivalent to in dollars. So for example, if you are jaywalking, there's a penalty, there's a fine. Why do you fine a person for jaywalking? Why do you fine a person a financial penalty for having a tail light out, or for missing a license plate in front of the car? Is that a crime? An actual crime, if you look it up in law, is when you harm another human being or their property. That is a crime. All of the other stuff is just fluff. All of the other stuff is just something that they created as a means to get revenue from us, the citizens of this great land. They want to make money off of us while we're living and when we're dead. So everything is a license. You have to have a license for driving, a license for renewing your license on your vehicle. You have to have the license to get married, a license to open a business. You have to have a license for something. All that's governmental control. My friends, if you do your due diligence, you will find that the things that I'm telling you are true. I don't get any brownie points for telling you the truth. I'm concerned about you because I'm concerned about my family too, and the human family. If you love God and this world in which you live on, and you want to make it a better place truly, and you're never too old to change, do yourself and your family a favor today, and you will find out that this is not a government that should be running us. We are only answerable to the Creator, and we are the created. God, the Almighty Yahweh, has created us, and He has given us this beautiful earth to benefit from and to enjoy. How in the world can we allow some foreign faction to come in and take away our rights and instill them with some so-called privileges? It is a right to travel, not a privilege to travel in an automobile across the highways in this country. It is a right to walk outside your door and go to your favorite restaurant or movie theater. It is a right. It's not a privilege. How can we allow another man or another organization or another company, another whomever, any entity, to tell us otherwise? But that is what's happening in this country. And before you realize it, they're going to decide to open up the real deal to us. We used to have gold that supported our economy. But back in 1933, they called back all of the gold. We had gold certificates. And for every $100, for example, that you had in gold in the bank, you would be given a $100 bill that said gold certificate on it. We don't have that anymore. You know why? We lost our money. We are in debt. We are a debtor nation. We have trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars that we owe other foreign countries. And guess what? They want their money back. And so they use us, the American people, to get it back, to pay them. That's why they created the IRS in 1913. And then, coincidentally, the FBI was formed in 1913 as well. Just look it up. You'll find it to be true. Please uh, take the time, click on the links that I provided for you below, and leave some information or a comment on my blog. Please, God love you, Yahweh, and I love you, and I hope you love yourself as well. This is Brother Teacher. I'm out.